Hi there, this is Anne-Louise from Lark Tweed Creative, and today I'm going to teach you how to edit an ebook workbook in Canva Pro. Now, this is a free resource that I'm currently offering to join my email list. So if you don't have this, I do actually have the link below the video that you can download this and start using it for your business today. But this video is going to teach you how you can edit it and customize it to your brand. Now, the first thing that I would do is I would create a copy and I would work within the copy. And the reason for that is that you won't be using every single page in this book. And so if you delete some pages and you're like, oh no, I think I would have needed that page, then you have the other copy to revert back to and grab some of the pages. So always create a copy first, and then you'll be able to edit it, and then you can customize the name up here to what it is meant for. Now, this ebook can be printed and it can also be used as a digital resource, and I'm going to show you how to save it so that you can use it for both of those purposes. Now, the first thing you're going to notice is if you've ever worked with any of my products, I always have a mood board on the very first page. And the reason for that, it just makes it so much easier to like find your colors and refer to which colors you're using within the document when you have them here, especially if you haven't uploaded them to your brand yet in Canva. So if you have brand colors, that's perfect because you can transfer your brand colors easily within this palette. First thing I'm going to recommend though is that you use same toned colors. What that means is if this is a lighter tone, I wouldn't go and put a dark colored tone here and the reason for that is, let's say I want to switch this color. When I switch this color here, Canva's going to ask me, can I switch it everywhere in this document? Now, if you've chosen a really dark color and it might not contrast with the other colors, so I would suggest keeping in the same tone, or you can play around and see how it looks by trying different tones and see how they overlap with each other. Maybe take a look at the document first and see like, okay, what colors are being used on what pages? How does it look overall? What can I expect? And then kind of go from there and then say, okay, cool. So I'm going to show you right away here how you can change the colors. So if you wanted to change this color, for example, this is probably the brightest color within this palette. I definitely chose something super neutral so that you can blend it easily with your brand. But if you wanted to change this color to something that's also bright, but not quite, maybe just not this brown color, you just want to use something else. Maybe you have pink or red or fuchsia or coral. This is the color that you would want to switch. So let's see here. Let's try. So you can switch the color by either pulling this across and seeing, I really liked that teal here. That actually looks really good. Now, okay, so if I want to switch this, it's asking me down here, okay, in every instance that you're using this color, did you want to switch to this? And you're going to say yes, change all. And you're also going to want to change the code. So I'm going to show you how to do that. You click the plus here. And then you're going to do Command C if you have a Mac and Control C if you have a Windows computer. So click on that, and that's going to copy it. And then you're going to select, if you double or triple click on this, it'll select the whole thing. And then you can do Command V, and now you have the proper code. And so this color will have been changed everywhere in the document where we were using the brown color. So we can kind of go through and see like, okay, where is it changed? It looks like this. Maybe the logo changed here. This didn't change, so it's probably using a different color. So you can actually go and change it here, and then it's going to ask you the same question at the bottom here. So you're going to go say, yes, change all. Sometimes you end up with a few tones that are very similar to one another, but it's not quite the same color, so you might want to clean that up. Okay, and then perfect. So if you like how that looks, now you might want to change another color. Per se, let's say you want to change the blue. Now, if you want to stay within the same tone, you're going to want to slide it very horizontally, and you can maybe, within this range, you can stay in that range and you'll be within the same tone. If you, like basically this whole area here will be in the same tone. As soon as you go further up or further down, it's going to get too dark or too light. So let's see here. Let's do something that's going to flow with the teal, but we still want it to be dark. So I'm kind of liking this color, but I think I want to go a slight bit darker and a slight more neutral, or maybe more colorful. Let's see. Try a bit more green. let's do this. Okay, great. So it's asking me, do I want to change it everywhere? Yes, I do. And then I'm going to grab the code. So you're going to copy and paste that code. And then, you can always do Command A, and that's going to select all once you have your cursor in that box. And then Command V or Control V on a PC to paste that code in. Okay, cool. So now we've got some green in there, and it's really working with the document, so that's awesome. And then if you want to change the font, so let's say we want to change this font to, I want to use Playfair Display. Perfect. And it's going to ask you the same question, and you're going to say yes. That way, everything is changed in your entire document, and you don't have to worry about it. So, and we're going to change this to say, Playfair Display. Perfect. So now you know what fonts you're using, what codes you're using, and you can transfer these over to any platform that you'll be using where you want to keep your brand consistent. So we're going to scroll down here, and let's say we want to change one of these images. So for example, I want to change this image, and I have all my images, I upload them here, and then I can grab them and pull them in. So I'm going to try that right now. Okay, it doesn't work, and the reason for that is sometimes, so we're going to do Command Z, and it's going to bring it back to how it was. When you select it here and you see a color box appearing at the top, that means I've included an overlay. So to get around that, you're just going to scroll it down so that you have access to the image. You're going to throw the image you want to use in there. Now let's say you want to adjust where this image is sitting. You want to see more of the books. The way that you can do that is you're going to double click and you're going to pull up the image. Okay, perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. Now, to bring the overlay back, you're just going to pull it up back to where it was. And now, that's great. This page is complete. Also, you're going to notice here that all of these pages, the image goes past the box. And what that means, it's called a bleed. So if you're actually going to get this book, what if you create a book here and it's going to be a professionally printed, you're going to want to have a bleed. The printer is going to ask you to have a bleed. So this document does have a bleed. And when we go to save it at the end and download it, I'll show you exactly what you need to click, whether you're doing something digital or something that's going to be printed. So let's keep going. Okay, so as you can see here, there are tons of different options for cover pages. So you obviously, you're just going to choose one. For each, you're going to choose one table of content. So this is where you're going to be deleting a lot of these pages and only using the ones that you really resonate with and that you want to use for your brand. So every page has multiple options at various degrees. And so you're going to choose the ones that you want to use and delete the others. So to delete, you just delete like that. If you want to add a page, you can always copy a page and then modify it. So you could remove all of this. Now, a good tip to remove is to click down and drag, and then it's going to select everything, and then you can just delete. And your logo, if you have your logo uploaded, like in this case, the logo is an actual font and symbol, so you can upload your own logo by adding a, so the way I would do it is I would add just a grid. It's going to cover the whole page, but then what you can do is bring it to about the same size, and we're going to remove this one here, just delete, and then we're going to put this back, make sure that it's centered, and then wherever your logo is, you're going to upload it here. So this is where my logo is, so let's see which one we're going to use. We kind of need one that has white lettering. Okay, we're going to use this one here, so it's going to add it in. And then you can just pull it so that it fits the entire logo inside. And when it starts moving the other way, then you know you've gone too far. So just leave it that way. And then if you wanted to shrink it and keep it centered, you're going to click on Option Command on a Mac, or you're going to click on, I believe it is Alt Control on a PC. And you're just going to click those two buttons, and you're going to click and drag down or out. And so let's say we want it here. So once you have your logo in there, you might want to take the time to go through the entire document and add your logo on all of the pages where you want your logo to show up. And then from there, just know that the bottom part of this document is the workbook area. So I'm just going to scroll down to that area. So you have places for reviews, for quotes. Now this, as soon as you get here to page 77, these are all the workbook pages. And again, you have multiple options, multiple layouts for different things. And so you're going to pick and choose what you want to include in what you're offering. And you're going to delete the rest. And then, yeah, so you can actually split this between an ebook and a workbook. Everything's included into one, but it can easily be split. And so once you're done and you have your book ready, it's the right colors, it's the right font, you've edited, you've added your own content and copy within the document, you've added your logo, you've customized the images to be what you want. Once you have that all completed, you're going to want to download it. Now, if it is a digital download and you're not going to be printing it and you just want to keep it online, you're going to choose PDF Standard. And you're probably not going to want to include the top page because it's a mood board. So you would unselect that one and then you would download it. You could also flatten it. The only thing is if you actually end up adding links to this document, if you flatten it, the links won't work. So it'll still be fairly small. It'll still be downsaved if you keep it as is. So I would maybe just keep it as is and download it that way. If it's for print, then here's a couple things. You're going to want to include crop marks and bleed because your printer is going to want that. And you're also going to switch this. If it's on RGB, you're going to want to switch it to CMYK. RGB is for screen and digital. This is your color codes. So I'm not going to get into that, but basically RGB is for digital use and CMYK is for traditional or printing use. So as you can see, if you don't have Canva Pro, you won't be able to select this. So this is why I feel like more and more, like Canva's going to be pushing people to actually get the Pro version because you can do so much more with it. But yes, your printer is going to want this in CMYK, and they're going to want the bleed and crop marks. So make sure you include that, and then you download it, and there you go. You have your ebook ready to go and ready to be shared with the world. Let me know down below if you have any questions. I'm more than happy to answer.